about to blow. nights I'm feeling lonely. There's a place that I can go where the birds are free to roam. In the sky, flying high over fields of green. And where the stars inside the sky, where the last one shining bright, pushing through the stormy night, we'll be burning on and on and on. Where the stars inside the sky, where the last one shining bright, pushing through the stormy night, we'll be burning on and on and on.
Hello and welcome everybody. We are back. It is now time for our grudge match of the day between EVO Gaming and Good Gaming. I will be your host again. I'm not going to introduce myself again though. And Jan, SpartanX is still here.
Didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, so we just watched a really one-sided game. Like that was a stomp.
Yes, it was, and it was like what we kind of expected, right? I'm pretty surprised. I'm a little surprised that EVO decided to play so standard, and not try and pull something out. Maybe they're just like prepping themselves for the other tough games like Era Millennium and stuff like that they have coming up. But yeah, it kind of went the way we thought. Kiddo and the boys all absolutely just smurfed and played super well. And yeah, now it's time for a very, very interesting game, and two teams that have been fighting each other the whole split since EVO eventually got to Prem, but you know, who ended third and fifth respectively. So I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, so let's not waste any time. Let's get these two players in with us. We do have Mr. Not with us again from EVO, and this time we have Mancakes from GG. Welcome, guys. Nice to have you here.
Does it?
So just going into this, obviously both of you have a history together, competing last year together under the same banner of Good Gaming, and now this year you guys have basically split up and decided to go different ways. And not with you guys, do you feel there's still that rivalry in you, seeing as that is your former team, that you need to prove something with yourself and Patar moving from GG? Feel that you need to prove something playing against them, or not really?
I don't really feel like there's anything to prove, but it's always fun playing against like a top 4, top 5 team. So yeah,
Definitely. And
there's much to say there.
yeah, and for you, Mancakes, do you feel like the boys, you guys have something to prove that you didn't make a mistake, or that you know you're not really losing much, losing not and Patar in that way?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that because we've gone a very different direction. Where, in terms of skill, I think we're a lot weaker than last year. We've got different end goals in mind this year. So it's two different GGs, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a very interesting question, but it's going to be a very tough question for you, and I don't know if how at like kind of rights you are to answer this, but it was sort of announced on a social platform that GG will not be competing next year because they will not be supporting VS anymore, from what I have heard. Is that a valid statement, or is this the first time you're hearing it? Or I'm just interested because you did say this team has changed direction, so I'm wondering if there is actually a direction next year.
Yeah. So first of all, where was it posted?
This was your organization's owner saying that next year he will no longer be supporting VS Gaming, and I mean that is the only platform that you guys do have to game on. So I assume that means GG would be disappearing.
Yes. Yeah. I've known that for a couple months now. It's not news to me. And Sven is taking care of our team. The team is still going to carry on. I am going to. It's just depending on how we go about it.
Okay, cool.
Like under what banner we fly. If that makes.
Okay, I get you.
Okay. Anything else, Alex? Do you have another follow-up question or not really?
No, I just wanted to ask this handsome bearded man. I wish you guys both still had beards. It would have been great. It would have been battle of the beards.
I got a
You
little
have
one.
moustache and
battle.
like a little one, but we looking at not you obviously seem to be very confident going into this game.
Yeah.
You're not ready for like any of that sort of cheese. I'm living up for this match because this is like the two biggest cheese. Like Not's been notorious for being a cheese player. Targa's notorious for being a cheese player. Like, are you expecting like now you're facing against each other? So now it's not like the TF and the Yorick in the same team. Now it's in different teams. Like, is the cheese coming out? Are we talking like blue cheese?
I mean, is
or like
the Twitch
cheddar?
coming out, or what's the?
Oh.
No, I mean like I don't know if I'm a cheese player, but I mean I don't know.
Predator and
I
not
think
cheese, guys.
no, it's not cheese, but I mean like I don't know. I guess I've played with Targa. Like I've been in a team with him in 3 different teams actually. No, wait, I'm lying. Two different teams. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of know what to expect. So
But I mean, you two also you've competed against each other a lot, right?
yeah,
You've all since like your introduction into the league or the prem side of things. Both of you have been in top teams competing against each other. Some with more success than others, fair. But like you guys have been constantly at the top and fighting each other, and it's something that was a little lacking last year. We didn't see that, and that was sad.
yeah.
But now again, we see that rivalry come back against each other. I mean, you guys have been competing against each other for what, 6 years or 5 years thereabouts?
Something like that. I mean, we've been on the same team clan for like 3 of those 6 years. But like I don't know. Maybe tonight we'll see like a Targa not 1v1 2014. Like, I don't know. But
Okay, are you going top to fight him? Are
Maybe.
you going top to
We'll see.
take him on?
I'm actually not even sure if he's gonna be top. Who knows? Like
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know. I'm playing tonight. Don's
He
in
might
Durban,
just rock
I
the
so
wasn't
jungle.
sure if
filling
you're
in.
allowed to say anything
We were
about it.
keeping quiet about it actually.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So tell us what's going on, man, Cakes. Why
Well,
are you just coming in saying, "Listen, guys, I'm
super
better.
fun.
I've played last year.
hell
Let me
no.
come."
Hell no. No. Donovan's in Durban. Like,
No.
he's in Durban on family stuff, so he can't play. Or in Pangeni, not Durban. But he's not around, so I have to fill in, and it's a big weakness for the team, actually, because I haven't been playing as much as I usually do. Or last year, rather.
Does that change your expectation going into this game, seeing as you have to fill in? It's not like you're some wet blanket that can't play the game with no hands. Like
It doesn't change the expectation, but it makes it hard to judge because Donovan's our best player, he's our best all-round player. So it makes it hard to judge. He's our shot caller. He's like the core of the team. So it makes it hard to judge like where we stand, So it won't change my expectation, but it's gonna make it difficult to judge how well we're doing, because obviously leg 3 didn't go too well for us. So it's hard to determine whether we've improved or not.
100%. I do see
So
we
we'll have
are
to wait for the royalty game for that.
definitely. I see we're like 5 minutes off of going into game when the start time is. So I'm gonna let you guys go, get into lobby, get ready, get mentally reset, and be ready to go into this game flying. I'm excited to see some good League of Legends, some top 5 teams, some top 4 teams, battling out against each other. And good luck to you both on the Rift.
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
awesome.
Okay.
I'm
How
I'm
are
I'm
you
I'm
feeling,
actually
Alex?
I'm actually really excited. We had Strider in a previous interview, and then we didn't get to cast the game. But then, like the first game that GG did play, it didn't look the best for them. I know they ended up drawing that game, and there was a big kind of discrepancy in the bot lane in the first game. And then they came out in the second game, and I watched the second game, and they played a lot better. So I do really want to see, especially after the only game we've watched of EVO is where we basically watched Pitar and I shouldn't know that guy.
I shouldn't.
I shouldn't, yeah, whatever. That dude ran over the lane. Like they dogpiled on that poor Cogmore in both games, and it was a punishing game to watch. So definitely watching these games, I'm gonna be looking out to watch that bot lane because I do also not just to like sort of put a spotlight on both of those players, but I do really want to see if Strider's going to step up to the plate this game and if the pressure won't get to him. And I think that's going to be a very, very important sort of matchup to watch. Obviously, I think Mancake's coming in is going to create a little bit of a discrepancy in the lanes, but also I think not still in the jungle at the moment. So, that's also like still we don't know exactly how this team Evo is going to do because they might pull out some surprise picks, they might do something interesting, but yeah, I'm really interested to see these games, and I'm really interested to see how these teams adapt to each other going from game 1 to game 2.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it has to be said, like you mentioned, Evo's bot side of the map is very strong, right? And they play through it heavily. So now we have to see if the side of GG can deal with it, because they are lacking a lot of experience, not talent or skill, but a lot of experience in the bot side, right? And because Strider being new to like a lot of Prem or to top South African League of Legends, and Dog Puppy as well, as far as I'm aware. So neither of those two guys have been in a top 4, top 3 team. Now they both are, and they're facing up against not middle or bottom of the table Prem teams. They're facing up against one of the teams who is favored to go very far to win the whole thing. So it's going to be about, can they calm themselves, calm their mind, and be okay with, if they go down a bit or they make a mistake, and they mentally reset and be like, cool, don't worry, it's fine. It is good that Mancakes is in there, mentally a very strong player and very experienced. They play last in finals. But it has to be said, like you mentioned, obviously a big difference from, Don, who has been playing the whole year and was a shot caller and captain of the team. So, yeah, that in my opinion makes probably a big difference.
Yeah, I think maybe potentially seeing the IGL not being in the game is going to be a major issue for GG this game. I'm very worried we might end up with sort of that like solo queue sort of esque game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we said, these groups aren't actually that important provided you end up in the top 4.
Yes.
It's not the end of the world. And just looking at the groups at the moment, I mean, both Evo and GG have played 4 games. GG drawing one of those games, and apart from that, they've gone on to win the next 3 games. Given their opponents weren't that tough afterwards, I think this is definitely the toughest opponent that they are meeting now. But I'm still not entirely sure. Maybe that first game was just nerves from those rookie players, and I expect to see a good game coming out from them. It is just a pity that we're not seeing their full roster, but at the same time, we're not seeing Evo's full roster. So it is still 2 teams that are sort of handicapped.
Yeah. And one thing I have to bring up, Mario, or Woof Woof Ahoo, that's going to be a pain to say the whole time, but he is a very, very proficient jungler, and in my opinion, a very just overall good jungler. And he is also playing on international ping. So he does have that little advantage. But he's jungling against Not, right? And Not is not a permanent jungler. So I'm expecting Mario to take advantage of the fact that Not isn't really a jungler. Not can jungle, of course, he can play a lot of things. But he's not a literal jungler like Mario is, or jungling Mora. I'm just going to call him that. And so I'm expecting him to take advantage of the fact that might not know all the matchup, all the small ins and outs, or how to trade certain camps, and how to take advantage of that. So I'm expecting him to do something in that regard. But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see what GD decide to do in this, especially because they have a sub. So yeah, but so does EVO. They have Jornal in instead of Daxere because he's not currently in the country.
Yeah, and I'm really interested. We are going to hop straight into games, so I'm actually
Let's
going to
go.
leave that point. So let's just quickly run down the teams for you guys. For EVO on the blue side, we have Special in the top lane. We have EVO Mr. Not, who is currently in the jungle. We have EVO Jornal in the mid lane, and we have Pitar and the name that I can never pronounce, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce it.
I shouldn't. I got you.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Then in the top lane we have Meowington's Deluxe, who is actually Mexican, who is actually Targa Bearclaw. For those of you that don't know, we have Woof Woof Awu in the jungle. In the mid lane we have Mancakes, and then in the bot lane we have Strider X and Dark Puppy rounding that team up. We do see set volley bans coming out straight away on blue side, and then a Wukong ban and a Caitlyn ban.
Yeah, and these teams are clearly prepared. They're not wasting any time with these bans. So, set volley ban, pretty standard, I would say. Wukong ban, that's banned against not every game he plays. You can't ever get Valkor's ban. That will be aimed probably at Targa or Mountains Deluxe or Mexican, however you know him. And then Shyvana ban from the side of GG, I think, is also aimed at Not. Seeing as, like we said, Not's not really a jungler. So they banned 2 junglers, and hopefully, now he's out of picks. So then we just see the Ashe first pick. Pretty standard. Caitlyn's banned. You have to give over the Ashe.
Are we going to see a Morgana picked up early coming through? I wouldn't mind seeing Morgana Jhin. Like, I don't think that's a bad lane. You obviously don't have to pick up the Jhin now, but you could potentially pick up your jungler as well as Morgana right now. Actually opting for the Thresh.
Alright. That's very interesting.
So, I mean, that's a takeaway pick. We did see Einchin, or however you say his name, picking the Thresh multiple times in the previous match that we watched against a League of Legends team. But I do feel like opting into the now you're opting into the Morgana pick.
Yes, which can be very punishing. Karma's also up. We saw how well ATK played it around at the previous game. But Hecarim is a pick I really like. He's gone up a lot in priority, and like we mentioned, this is something he might be able to punish Not on in the jungle.
Yo, hyperscaling jungler, I mean, that's kind of what you should be looking at. I'm interested to see what they're going to pick right now. I would really like to see Galio coming out in this pick, potentially. I mean, you do opt into then playing into the Lucian or Renekton in the mid lane. But, Nautilus in the bot lane. It's a very, very kill-heavy looking bot lane right now.
Yeah, but it looks like EVO just wants to fight. They're like, listen, we're not going to play some lane that just sits back and tries to get prio. We're going to play something that can fight you. So that's very interesting. I'm expecting to see Eddie Carry pick it. No, Garen. Okay.
Is that a Garen in the top lane?
Yeah, it should be.
Is that a Mancake's Garen? Or is that a Targa Garen? Now, this is the question I asked you. I'm going to be interested to see what picks they do ban now. Because obviously it's very hard for EVO to work out what they're going to ban.
Yeah. Okay, Vlad ban. That's aimed at Jornal. Jornal very comfortable on Vlad, and we did see him play against a League of Legends team that we caused previously. So, yeah, that's a good ban in my opinion. I'm expecting to see some form of a carry pinch here. Ban out the likes of Jhin, maybe the Senna, something like that. Israel, that's a good ban.
I'm really interested that we haven't seen any of Felios yet. I would really like to watch at least one game of a Felios. You know, I always get to hear about this 200 years of game design, but I never get to see any of it. Which is
He fell off a
completely-
lot in Prio after like the Caitlyn and Ash has become Prio.
Yeah, I guess so. Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, okay.
I'm really interested to see what Mr. Not picks into this hack room. I think Not is sort of that like wild card in the team. Like he might pick a Mumu, he might pick Rammus, he might pick Lee Sin, he might pick Graves. Like you never know what Not's gonna actually play and what sort of suits his playstyle. I know he likes picking sort of aggressive junglers, and considering the fact that they have a Nautilus and an Ornn already, we could actually see him pick up that sort of aggressive jungler and look for a Graves or look for a Lee Sin and look for those montage
Kane or
plays.
something like that.
Ooh, and we
Ooh,
see
Lucian, okay. Now that is flexed. It can go mid, can go bot. So
Can go top.
It
We
can
could
go
have a-
top,
we could have
that
a
is true.
Garen bot lane. You don't know that.
yeah, a
do-
Garen Thresh bot lane. I think that sounds straight. Very strong.
Yeah, especially when Nautilus hooks you in, you just give him the cue, you give him the silence.
Definitely. So yeah, now we're gonna see Evo round out the cup. Silas, I like it. Silas against the GG team, pretty strong. They don't have a lot of great ults, but they have a couple of good ones. So that's definitely a good pick. I'm guessing that's gonna go mid. Jonel did play Silas previously, so yeah, I think he will just play it because it used to be a top laner as well.
Yeah, and then Nocturne. Okay, we did see Not play the Nocturne as well. Hard power farming jungler sort of a thing. So he's going to try and match the Hecarim. I do actually think that it would be interesting to see if he can get early vision and look to see if he can take away camps. Nocturne being very good at doing chickens. Hecarim also being very good at doing chickens. So there is some play there where you can potentially get the counter jungle off. I also think Nocturne actually wins out on Hecarim in the 1v1 early.
It's about probably who gets the fear off, no? Oh, early. Early, yes, I think Nocturne would.
Yeah.
And then a Mordekaiser pickup for either Mancakes or Mountain's Lux. So this is a very short range team comp from the side of GG. Like, there's not really any range on it.
Yeah, and then also Silas into. Is it Silas into Maud or Silas into Garen? What
I
is
don't
going
know.
on? Are
Well,
they not
Mancake's picked it, but we don't know if Mancake's going to go top or he's going to go mid. So this is going to be confusing. So we'll only probably know once we get into game.
Yeah, it's a very hard team comp because looking at the team comp, I'm just like, where does the like if Maud doesn't pop off this game, Maud into Silas, I think Silas is not doesn't really struggle that hard into Maud. I don't know the matchup 100%, but I mean, I'm actually like just sitting here thinking like Silas with the ability to steal Mordekaiser ulti sounds like an absolute terror champion.
It sounds very annoying for Lucian to deal with.
It sounds very
So-
annoying for casters to deal with. I don't know who's there from and what's going on, and there's gonna be like 4 champions that are like different colors, and I don't know what's gonna be going
Yeah,
on.
it's going to be confusing. We'll just look at the kill feed and then cast off that, I think. But, you know, looking at matchups, if it's, I think both Garen and Mordekaiser do fine into Ornn, and Ornn doesn't really like lane. It's kind of like the anti-fun police. And then Nocturne, Hecarim, like I said, is going to be mostly farming until they actually hit 6 and decide to gank with that impactful ult. And yeah, this bot lane, I think, is heavily Evo favored, which is a mistake from the side of GG, seeing as you don't want their base lane to have a good lane into you. But now they have Ashe Prio. Now Lucian is strong, don't get me wrong, it is a strong pick, but like he does not do well into stuff like Ashe Nautilus that can CC him for 4 days. Because even if you have cleanse, you get altered by Nautilus, you get that dredge line, you get hit by that, stuff like that, you're just gonna die anyway. You're just gonna perma slow you.
Yeah, look, I think Hecarim's gonna have a lot of presence in this bot lane. I think that's kind of why they picked the picks they did. I mean, Thresh, Lucian, Hecarim. You know Nocturne's gonna be power farming for 6, so Hecarim might be able to get some early pressure in the bot lane and potentially get some ganks off. Especially due to the fact that we do know that I feel like Patar is gonna play aggressive. That bot lane coming out of EVO will be an aggressive lane. So
Yeah.
expecting to see jungling more on. maybe even starting top side and looking for a level 3 gank in the bot side.
I mean,
Like,
there
I
is
think that's a
setup
good
for it,
path.
you know.
There
If
is
you
setup
can
for it.
flash flay the Ash, you know, at the least, if Thresh actually flash flays Ash level 2, if they can hit level 2 first, there is a potential to take over this lane. If Lucian Thresh gets a hit, they can be super oppressive against stuff like Ash Nautilus. But once again, it comes level 6, Nautilus, Dredge line on Lucian, or what from the depth or whatever his ult's called,
Depth
that
from
can make
below.
Lucian's. What's it?
I think isn't it? No, it's not depth from below. What is it?
What's it? Well, we'll check
We'll
that
find out
once we
when
get
we're
into the
getting
game. So, yeah, I'm sorry, very excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's one of those things. Like, I don't even feel like Thresh needs to make a play in this game. I feel like Thresh just needs to get hooked to initiate a gank. Like, if Thresh gets hooked, Hecarim can just follow up, and then Thresh can land his own death sentence when something's
Yeah.
right in front of him. Like, I feel like EVO will go aggressive. Like, it doesn't make a difference. But I'm just wondering if Lucian's going to be able to sort of survive the poke coming through from the Ash.
Yeah. No, it's definitely going to be intense in this bot lane. I think that's majority where the action is going to be. So I'm very excited to see what they decide to do and how they decide to play around it. We do see exhaust coming out from Ash. So and yeah, both of them win it. They short range AD carries, and Lucian, that's primarily for the Nocturne probably and the Silas, and for the side of Ash, well, Hecarim and Garen and Mordekaiser. So exhaust is just a nice thing to have when you have things diving on you, so it makes it easy for you to kite them, and it lowers their damage. So, you know, it makes sense. It is a good summon spell. A lot of AD carries have been deciding to run that, especially if you have things that can threaten you and get in your face.
Dude.
Depth charge. Isn't that what I said?
Yes, yes.
No,
No,
it's not
you
what
said
I said.
something
I
else.
said death from a
But I
blow.
wanted to say, even though
Fight.
you guys can't see the loading screen, I'm gonna give this game to EVO just because like all of their skins, barring Nautilus, are all like color coded, They're all like blue and white, and it just looked so
That is
appealing.
the
In
reason
the
that they will win because of that. I think.
although you know, I think Strider and Dark Puppy, you know, this is the Wild Wild West sort of setup in the bot lane. So also, you know, could be a call. You know, they could potentially do well in this bot lane.
100%.
Awesome. I'm at 10.
Okay, I'm at 10.
And
Kyle.
yeah,
Kyle
I'm
is
gonna
at
give you a good 3-second countdown. So
Yep.
3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay, perfect. So into game 1, I'm excited. I still don't know who's going where. If Garen's going top and Mancake's going mid, or what's going on. But I guess we'll see in like a minute or so when the lanes actually start. We do see all of them stacking bot lane straight off the bat. Maybe they're expecting a invade because of the Nautilus, but instead they just got a 5-point defense. Pretty normal from the side of EVO.
SA League is scripted. It's like they knew.
100%. Okay, I'm standing up because I'm super hyped for
Yeah.
this game.
Goodness, not look so sexy in that picture. Yo, how come Evo Special doesn't have a picture? Yo,
I
terrible.
probably didn't want to send a picture. You know, we can only put on pictures if they send it to us.
Yeah, but I didn't expect the standard sort of start. I really did expect the Hecarim to potentially start top side and look for the early gank in the bot lane. I mean, he could still technically do like a 3-camp clear and head bots, and then take Scuttle and then look to go into his red, because I doubt Nocturne will be able to move across fast enough.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's
It is a Hecarim with Ignite as well, so early is very impactful. I'm not a huge fan of the Ignite Hecarim, but I understand that there are a lot of people that run it and that it is pretty smart.
yeah, I think the Hecarim pick is also quite good, especially due to the fact that Jonel is playing another melee matchup in the mid lane, so he does have a like sort of easier time ganking in the mid lane against the Silas.
Yeah.
So
it is Garen top and Mordekaiser mid. I'm guessing that because we didn't know, Evo didn't know either, unless they have some information we don't. But you know, both of those laners could have gone mid, to be honest. But Mordekaiser probably more standard.
I mean, I feel like you want to put Mancakes in the shorter lane in this game at the moment, especially due to the fact that he hasn't been playing a lot. This guy's just getting beaten right now.
Oof.
That was close. We're both like,
Yeah. Ooh, hello.
he has this early pressure and early level 2 and GG just have to concede the lane, sadly.
Yeah, already, and this isn't like very good for them at all, you know. But if they knew that they were going to play this aggressive. We even called it on cast. Like Patal wants to play up in your face, but Ekram is making his way down.
Yeah, he's looking to see what he can do, but sadly, like, it's not going to happen. And we do see Nocturne going for the early invade.
Yep. And now, Ekram's just totally out of position to deal with this, and he might get 3 buffed here.
I think he might, but he is looking for a gank in the mid lane. Jonal does have flash up, doesn't flash it just yet, can just use the dash to get away. Oh, you know, you hate to see it. And this Ekram's going to be put really far behind. I'm wondering, Nocturne does know where he is. Are they going to look to potentially look for a play here? Not does have the red buff, so Not will be able to potentially kill Ekram. Ekram doesn't have flash. He does have ignite. He's going to potentially look for the trade, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. Not fighting as much as he can. Gets pulled back by the Mord. Does flag. Doesn't get the kill. First blood does end up going over to the Hecarim. And it must be said, you know, I feel like Jonal just late to the play. Didn't even move out of his lane when he could have and should have.
Yes, definitely. Especially when your jungle is in that deep, you should know that you need to be ready to move, so you need like lane power.
Yeah.
Oh, hook on bot lane.
Oh, I don't even see the hook on bot lane. But now, Hecarim opting to go for the crab. I'm really interested why Hecarim doesn't now look to see if he can potentially invade the Nocturne's red buff. I mean blue buff, because he does know that Nocturne... Well, he should have picked up that Nocturne didn't have a blue.
Yeah, because the buffs would have been transferred to him, so...
Yeah, exactly.
I think he might just concede. Oh, no, he's going for a top lane gang. Mario's all over the map right now.
It is, but Special just gonna walk away, and Nocturne gonna take a little bit of an advantage, like in terms of creep score so far, just because he does manage to get a little bit more farm off.
Yeah, but it will even out now as Mario goes and takes his Krugs. But did I miss-see that, or did Targa queue a minion?
I feel like he queued a minion.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. So that kind of just makes it very tough. But it has to be said, already like, what was it, 2-3 ganks coming out from the side of Mario, and looking good. He's all over the map. He's making this early game working. Yeah.
Coming back again, and Special's
Oh,
just
they know.
walk away. He's gonna get knocked back. Red buff is ticking. I don't think Special even needs to flash. I think he can just walk. I thought he could have walked away, to be honest.
Yeah, they don't have any cooldowns up or anything like that. So. Oh, but it's an Ignite Garen, by the way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Jonal building a massive CS advantage over Mancake.
Yeah.
I think it will like come back once he gets that wave. But Death Sentence just missed Patar, and a lot of damage going through for that Death Sentence onto Dark Puppy.
And it has to be said, GG's bot lane not doing very bad in this lane at the moment.
Yeah, I do agree. I'm kind of questioning it. I'm like, in the trades we've watched, Patar has been winning out on all of the trades so far.
Yes, but like compared to what we thought was gonna happen.
Oh, I mean, Illusion opted to go double Torrents. Like, he's looking to fight, so he really needs to fight in this lane to make those items worthwhile.
Yeah, to justify buying those items, 100%. Ooh, nice little trade there from Mancakes.
Was that even? No, not even a trade, dude. That was just one-sided. The trade, you have to at least get something back.
No poke there.
That was a stolen.
Bullet poke there.
Jonal, no mana. Does look a bit rough for him right now. Mancake sort of dominating the space in the lane.
Yeah. And Mancakes, as we said, his Mordekaiser last year at finals was very good. I remember them beating Royalty basically just because of his.
Oh, I remember that. Was it there? Was it GG? I thought it was.
Yep.
ADHD's Mordekaiser actually.
Oh, that one too. Royalty just can't play against Mordekaiser apparently.
Yeah. Jonal is taking a lot of damage in this lane, and I would love to see the Hecarim coming from behind the turret.
That is very possible, especially his Ignite is back up. He can just E, Q, ignite, and Mancake can finish off the kill.
Yeah.
But he's completely out of position to do that though.
I also really like to see not putting some hurt down on this Garen in the top lane, just because he doesn't have. What is he building? Is he really going Trinity Force first? Is it going to be one of those games?
Yes. Ooh.
Into the death realm. Mancake's
Oh,
looking
too
for
close to
the
the tower.
Not was there. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, and we know it's Target top lane because he's got ignite. You know, he always runs ignite, or not always, but he runs ignite top lane a lot.
Oh,
But he needs to use it
oh,
actually.
winning that trade. Oh. Meanwhile,
Ooh.
Nocturne comes out. There is a pause.
Mid DC, okay.
Well, mid looks very dead right now.
Ooh, yeah. That's just unfortunate, and you know, I kind of don't blame EVO if they think, okay, that's not nice or whatever. But yeah, I think he's dead regardless.
Yeah. You're not built quite a lead there in terms of gold. He has actually managed to almost catch up to the Hecarim already, just through power farming straight up. And we do see Nocturne already hitting 6 before the Hecarim, even after dying. So it must be said, like all of those ganks that didn't really amount to anything from Wolf of Awu have really hampered him. And I do feel like, you know, Hecarim needs to be very far ahead in this game. I feel like he needs to be at a point where he's one-shotting the Ashe, or able to sort of not one-shot, but kill the Sylas, because I do feel like as Hecarim, you don't want to try and 1v1 the Sylas. Like what's he gonna kill apart from that? Like maybe if he finds the Nocturne, he should be able to kill him. But I feel like if Nocturne gets a couple items, he's actually very good at dealing with Hecarim, because he can just fear him, and then Hecarim's like, cheers, like movement speed out of there, you know. So yeah, but
Okay, so here's a gank mid. This should just be a dead Mordekaiser.
well.
Yeah. And it has to be said, Not is a very smart player, so I'm not surprised that he has like cheeky weird
Ooh,
invites.
Hecarim looking in the top, onslaught of shadow. Oh,
Oh,
great
well
Yellow's
played.
breath from Special.
And the mastery spam, they well played Special. Timing that super.
Target hooked by Dark Puppy. They're looking to see if they can get on him. I really expected them to go aggressive. Oh, they don't have vision.
Okay.
Not supposed to take in the dragon. Mancake's coming in, looking to see if he can get the trade. Trying to beat on this. Ooh, Sylas using the death realm. Did Sylas use the death realm? Yeah, Sylas used the death realm. Now Mordekaiser can
Like, it's like now you have to be scared. I'm taking you to your own place. It's like, what? Hello?
Yeah. Yo, Sylas just putting the hurt on Mancake's flash is up. Mancake's flash is also up, but
Yeah, and First Dragon did go over to the side of EVO, and they're already sitting with a nice little 800 gold lead.
yeah, we do see Jonel looking to see all the knockout. The
Ooh,
knockout. Jonel trying to trade, but that's going to be a kill going over to Mancakes.
A nice little roam here from Dark Puppy. Like, just knowing that, okay, cool, mid might be in trouble. We can bait out an all-in from the Sylas, and they do manage to do that.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow, I feel like it's coming.
Oh,
It is
here we
going to
go.
land onto Wolf. Oh, the hook back's going to come. That's going to be a dead Hecarim. Easily picked up, and it's a pity it went over to the support, but
Yeah. That lantern, not really. Ideally, was just out of range of clicking it, and then he got hooked by the dredge line as well, so unfortunate there from Mario, but
was he not still
UPS
CC'd? I don't even think he could move yet. I think
Maybe.
he was still CC'd from that.
maybe.
I think they laid it just so well that he couldn't get away.
That is possible, but you know what? He could have gotten away if he had flash.
Possibly could have gotten away if he had flash. We do
Yeah,
see
no, it's great.
Evo starting up the Rift Herald, and Dark Puppy needs to be a little bit careful. They're looking to catch the Ashe out, but I think Dark Puppy's actually caught out here. Onslaught of Shadows does come out. Janelle gets taken very low, but so does Mancakes, takes the Mortalist into the death realm. Meanwhile, Evo Petard does manage to pick up the Hecarim in the end. Mancakes does eventually find him, but doesn't get the kill. Evo Janelle just waiting for it, and now Target is getting kited out by the Ashe. Special trying to see what he can get.
Where's he gonna go?
Garen's on the wrong side. Where's he gonna go? Not gonna
Your
get the
team-
Q over. Doesn't actually hit it, so I don't think he's gonna get the assist here. Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
well-
Slater wants to keep on fighting,
Yeah.
but no one's here to follow up. Okay.
No one got the Rift Herald though. But I think 3 kills did go over in favor of EVO.
No, no one got the. Yeah. Yeah,
No,
no one got
no
the.
one got the Rift Herald, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is just crazy. And EVO's sitting very pretty right now. Their team scales very well. So they are not on a time at all. I feel like GG's comp scales pretty well too, but I think still EVO outscales. Am I echoing?
Definitely. Look, I do feel like Ash could have opted for the more sort of damage build, but I feel like with such big chunky targets like or what I would have assumed was a chunky target like the Garen, but it's going full AD. I feel like, you know, that I do feel like GG are hampering themselves, like with the Garen deciding to go full AD. Like maybe if he gets onto the Ash, yes, but I don't see him getting onto Patar. I don't see Patar like misplaying that much that the Garen can just sort of run and flash onto him. Especially with the amount of CC that can come out from Special, from the Nautilus, and from the Silas. Like, especially if Silas manages to steal like the Thresh Cage or the Mordekaiser ulti, who he can just ulti the Garen and just be like, cool, you're not going to get onto my carry.
Yeah, definitely. Or Onslaught of Shadows.
Or
There-
Onslaught of Shadows.
yeah, a lot of stuff he can do with that. So, yeah, I'm not expecting Patar to get caught out easily. If he wants to catch him, it will have to be with some kind of flank or something like that.
It's interesting that Special opted to go Spellbook instead of... Did you see Hecarim catching out the Nautilus? Not is here. It does look like it's going to be a 3v3. Chart Crystal Arrow comes on. Onslaught of Shadows goes down. Hecarim's going to go down. The Lucian is trying to see if he can kill, but it does end up falling. And Death Sentence does land, but Patar just going to spam it out and just finish off the kill. Just waiting for cooldowns, man. Just waiting for
Yeah.
cooldowns.
No, and this is just looking worse and worse for the side of GG.
Yo, opting into that fight that didn't have vision of the jungler. Nocturne Paranoia was up as well. He didn't even need to use it to get into the fight. He just walked up, man.
Yeah, and then he just used it to pick off Strider X at the end of it. So, you do see a trade in the top lane. This lane, I don't think is going the way that Saga thought it would go. Because he's not really stomping on him. Maybe once he gets that Triforce up and running, he can start running over Ornn, but Ornn is traditionally something you can't really run over.
If Mordekaiser's put behind, wait, I'll hold that thought. Janelle does get pulled into the death drum. A bit of a mistake from Mancakes actually ends up hampering his jungler, and I don't know if he can win this. Does pull it back. Will he use it back on the Mordekaiser when he gets out is the question. It's still a very long death drum, so I think that's what happened. But Janelle looking to turn it around. Can he get the damage? No. Woof does pick up the kill. I mean,
And that's terrible for Janelle, because, I mean, he traded 1-for-1.
he did also use death drum there, right? It wasn't just me that was really long.
No, that was like 7 minutes long, so I'm guessing I'm guessing he did, yes.
I do feel like, yes, the Garen maybe has a chance once he gets Triforce, but also once Ninja Tabis is on the Ornn, and Ornn has a little bit more HP, the Ornn is just not going to care. He's literally just going to stand and clap the Garen.
100%. And just look at this right now. It just doesn't look very fun for the side of the Garen.
Yeah, dude. I feel like everybody always underestimates Ornn. Ornn does a lot of damage as a tank. Especially if he has like decent amounts of mana regen and stuff. We do see EVO starting up the dragon. I don't really think there can be a contest right now. Mancakes doesn't have ulti. Dragon went down actually incredibly fast there. I thought it would take a while. But... Ooh, is it a... That's really scary if you are GG right now. Like, that's a Drake you really need with your team comp, and that's a Drake you really need the enemy team not to have.
Yeah, no, definitely. And right now, EVO just has so much control over the map. They even have Prio in top lane somehow, but they have Prio everywhere. This bot tower is going to fall for first brick for the side of EVO. And yeah, 4k gold lead by 15 minutes. This is by no stretch of the imagination insurmountable, but it doesn't look, it as we said, doesn't look very good for GG at the moment.
Yeah, and I'd really like to see Special looking to make more plays, just roaming around the map, just because this Garen does have Ignite and is unable to sort of move anywhere. So I
Yeah.
think it would be a really good option, especially because he doesn't have to walk. He doesn't even have to walk the entire way. I mean, you can call on the Forge Guard for almost like a screen away. So just walks. He can just easily walk down to the mid lane, get the knock up. Ash can. Oh, dude, I can just see how the team fights are gonna go. In that. Like Enchanted Crystal Arrow into Call of the Forge Guards, into
Yeah.
Depth Charge. Like someone's gonna just be standing still for the entire game.
Yeah, so they do decide to go for the lane swap, trying to break down this top tower as well. EVO does decide to do that. And then GG rightly assuming that was going to happen and swap as well. But Targa's still up here, so they might want to gank them or do something with that.
Maybe they're looking to get onto Patar. Patar has spotted out
Ooh.
and Wall Enchanted Crystal Arrow. The TP is coming through from Special. Meanwhile, they
Come
are
on.
going to get on top of the Thresh. Paranoia has been used. Patar just absolutely destroying them in the backline. Lucian's going to go down. Garen can't do anything against the Ashe either. The
Yeah.
hook does come through, and Wufafawu
Oh
is
my
not
word.
gonna get anywhere. And this is just a field day
That's
for Patar.
Yeah, that's just a 5-0 Ash. He already has ball completed. He has his seal and boots completed. He's going for that Runard. This is just like getting out of hand. Like Ash isn't even a mobile AD carry, and it just seems like they can't get onto it.
Yeah, but the problem is the entire team, barring the onslaught of shadows, you have to run at the Ashe. And
Yeah.
Ashe is still incredibly good at dealing with champions that need to run at her. I mean, she's one of the easiest champions, well, not easiest champions, one of the best champions to kite on.
Yeah, and it has to be said, they picked this into Ash. Ash was first picked, so
Pullback coming through from Maud. Maud looking to see if he can get onto Jonelle. Just a little bit of damage, but Silas is just so slippery. He can just hop away and just carry on with life. But I mean,
yeah, this is just not looking very great for GG. But there is some stuff they can do. I just don't see how they deal with this Ash right now. Especially because Ein Shinshin is playing very close to the hip. Ooh, fights a mid lane.
Death Realm does come out, flash onto Jonelle. He's going to do the Death Realm onto the Mordekaiser as well. Don't know if he really wanted that because he might actually fall here, waiting for the Kingslayer to come up off of cooldown. Jonelle does dash away, gets pulled back. Mantex gets the bop, puts him into the respawn time. Ooh, Special not getting the auto. I mean, Garen is kind of tickling on. I don't know.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm curious to see what he builds next. Is it going to be something spicy or something standard?
Looking at his items, I'm wondering if he's gonna get Abyssal Mask. I don't really like Abyssal Mask in this game. Ooh, TP comes out of the Onslaught of Shadows. Does actually
good
get the
onslaught
control.
of shadow.
Charles getting taken down very low. He's gonna die. That's gonna be a 500 gold shutdown. We have been taken away down into the bot lane. We see the Ornn looking for the play, gets silenced, can't look for the trade back, but the TP is coming
Silas
through
is TPing.
from Jonelle.
Yeah.
Jonelle running up does have home guards. Was that from the base? I thought it was from mid lane. Can't get the thing, but here comes the dredge line through, and Target is gonna get clapped by Special for the kill.
Yeah. And that was very well played by the side of
Dredge line?
Wolfo.
Oh, does manage to land this time. Does manage to get the Thresh ulti. That does come through. Tons of damage coming out from the Silas. Special dash.
Spider's the man up.
They just keep dashing at this Lucian.
Yeah.
Spider doing quite a bit of damage to Jonelle there.
No, definitely. The thing is, like, they did a good thing, right? Mario saw mid lane, Patar's a little overextended, gets the onslaught of shadows off on him, forces him into the team, and they manage to kill him and get a nice little shutdown. But then you just see Targa get caught in the back in the bot side again. So yeah, that's just very tough, and it feels to me like Mario, and I'm not trying to be biased, but it feels like Mario's doing everything he can to just keep his team remotely in this game.
Yeah, and I think even Mancake's like, yes, he maybe made one or two mistakes early, but even now,
Yeah.
like Mancake's still sort of showing up on this Mordekaiser at the moment.
Definitely, I think Mordecai is very good.
Yeah. The one thing I am worried about for them is if Ashe decides to go, she probably won't do it, but if she does decide to go Quicksilver Sash next, how do they get onto her? I mean, Hecarim at the moment, if he onslaughts the shadows onto the Ashe and she Quicksilver Sashes, gets the Enchanted Crystal Arrow off, or even just exhausts him, I feel like she's gonna kill him. Ooh, Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes out, doesn't land on the Lucian, but Paranoia does come through, not looking to see if he can get on. Can they turn around onto Not? This is a 4-man squad in the middle. Dredgeline does come out, doesn't connect with anybody either. Is the Mord gonna look for the flank? You know, it doesn't have TP up.
Does look like that's what his idea is.
Oh, I thought that was someone else.
Okay, and now GG's getting mid-pry again. Oh, Mario spots out Not, but decides not to go for it. Just clearing out their vision.
One of those days. Ooh, ooh.
Ooh, yeah, everything's just ooh.
And I don't know how GG get into this game. I feel like they can keep making picks onto the Ashe, but this Hecarim is gonna... I mean, not this Hecarim. This Nocturne's still gonna become a problem. He is going the full damage build.
Yeah.
And I mean, Strider without Exhaust, I feel like is gonna struggle. Onslaught of Shadows does come out. Nocturne,
Okay,
they have caught onto the Nautilus. Nautilus getting taken down very low. Does use the stopwatch to stall out. TP coming through from Special. I don't know if he really wants the TP in there. He is going to see if he can quickly walk away, but he's getting taken down to half HP. He's going to get the 3-man knockup. Great Flash comes through. The slow from Qatar will save his life. Oh, Death Sentence lands.
Oh,
No ulti. Nah, I was expecting the Demacia Injustice straight away. Just like...
But yeah, which is GG clawing themselves back a little bit in this game, and they're looking very good.
They're looking for the Baron. This is a throw. This is a throw. Like, if I've ever seen a throw, this is a throw. So now coming from behind, ulti is up, can steal the Onslaught of Shadows. Enchanted Crystal Arrow does come out. Ashe is probably going to get taken into the death realm very soon. Lucian is going to get taken out. Qatar's still alive. Double kill going over to Jonel. Triple kill going over to Jonel. Is this going to be the Quadra? He's saving his skills. Doesn't manage to. They do get the kill. And I feel like I called the throw before it happened.
That was not very smart. They picked off 2 people, but it's like, look at how strong the Ashe and the Silas is. It doesn't mean you can just now get Baron for free. And now EVO just gets Baron for free, it seems like.
No, and I mean, Ashe got taken into the death realm. She got hit with all the CC. Hecarim was on her, and she just promptly turned around and just killed Woof Woof Awu. And Mancakes had to run. Like, she wasn't in the death realm with him. He was in the death realm with her.
Yeah, no, definitely. And she's just so strong right now, sitting on completed Runans and Borg. And she has got BF plus pickaxe, so going into that IE next. And she's just going to become more and more of a menace.
I still don't like that. I still think a cleanse would have been better of an option. First, yes, she can 1v1 everybody, but I mean, if her team do potentially lose the fight, you don't want to, or if she gets caught out in any way, like, I feel like the Quicksilver Sash saves her from everything in this game. Like, no one gets on her with Quicksilver Sash, apart from Hecarim.
Yeah, definitely. And if she can QSS the Hecarim fear, she probably just kills him after that.
The arrow does hit. They are looking to see Garen trying to get onto the Ashe, but he can't. He's just going to get destroyed. Mancake's looking for the flank, but I think it's going to be a little bit too late. Expecting to see the dredge line coming through from Nautilus straight away here. We're going to see if they can just pick off someone on the tower. Here comes the Paranoia. They're looking to see, it might actually just be a force run. Jonel does go down for the shutdown. They're trying to get on. That's another kill going over there. Will flash forward, get the Lucian. Qatar flashes straight onto Dark Copy, gets double kill. Oh, that's fighting the...
Oh, okay.
Okay, does get crushed by Mancakes.
Okay. That's in him for the side of EVO.
That's
They're looking very
and,
good this game.
and let's just point out, that's Soul.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
That's Soul. Mario will not
Solid
be
10 seconds.
into the game. Wufafawu will not be able to make it there, so this is
That's
going to
also not there, so there is a possibility for some shenanigans, but I think they just give it up probably. Like maybe...
I mean, Garen's
Okay,
going to
just
walk
gonna
up,
run.
but he's going to walk straight into the Nautilus, and Nautilus is going to stall. This is a free soul. This is game. TP is coming through from the Mordekaiser. He doesn't have Death Realm up, so I think he is just going to TP into his death here. They are going to get onto the Ashe, chasing down the Ashe, but she's just going to kite out the Garen. Garen getting taken down to almost no HP. Now Mordekaiser, the next one, and it's just like another challenger approaches.
Yeah.
Ooh, Hecarim here as well. Hecarim gets hooked in by the Nautilus, and now he's next. Petard just gonna run it at them. Like this is a pentakill just waiting to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
And I
They're
think
just looking so
game.
strong right now.
This is game, dude. Oh, they're just gonna hop over. Yeah, this is game. Ooh, Death
Yeah.
Sentence lands. They're looking for the 2v2. Lucian walking up. The Death Sentence lands onto Lucian. He's getting taken down. He's gonna die. Darkness onto nothing. Not comes in and steals the Penta. Straight up.
Disgusting.
Uncalled for.
player.
Disgusting in jungle. Get him out of here. We wanted to see the first Penta. We haven't even seen a Penta. We've seen 2 Quadros.
I think we've seen 3 Quadros, no? Didn't we see one?
Oh yes, Patar also got one, I think.
Yeah,
The what do you call it? Holly got one as well. And this is just farming KD. They do get onto the app, but the game will be finished by not.
And that's a 29-minute win. Pretty decisive. Oh, 26, sorry. Minute win. Pretty decisive win from the side of EVO.
Yo.
Now, going into game 2, right? What do? You're GG. You just got, you did okay early game and then you got slapped around a bit. What do you do game 2?
What do you do game 2? You don't pick Garen with Ignite. I
Okay.
mean, I'm looking at the Garen with Ignite and it did 8 more damage than the Ornn without Ignite. So that already says something.
Yeah.
Petard did 28k damage. I feel like, much credit to Mancakes. He did 14k damage this game. Like, no one else in GG even showed up. Like, they're just like blips on the radar. I mean, Mario did 10k damage. Cool. But, like, this is your quote-unquote weakest player. This is a man that doesn't really play league much. He's your manager. He's just filling in. Yet he's like taking the burden, like, of this team. And we expect people like, I'm Mexican or Meow Meow, whatever he's playing on, to like step up
Saga,
to
yeah.
the plate, but it's not
Yeah.
happening. And Petard
Was
just,
definitely a weak point for me in that game.
Petard just like absolutely crushing. It must be said, not also being where he needs to be, making 1 or 2 sort of bad decisions here and there, but still doing what he needs to be done. And like, I honestly just want to see a more safe draft. Like, I understand you need to maybe do something cheesy to beat this team, but I also think like picking a draft like this against EVO is just like it's just asking to get hiding, and that's what happened. You pick these coin flippy sort of things. Like, your most reliable thing you had in this game was the Hecarim.
Yeah. And it has been said, Mario, the mid 2v2, Mario, and Mancakes played very well. He was running all around the map trying to get his team ahead, but like, what can he do when he goes top lane, right? A Garen, Garen needs people to stand still for a while for him to kill them, and that just isn't the case. So I want to see something different from Targa. Even like Zinzao top lane probably does better than Garen in that position. So yeah, hopefully next game we see something more standard from Targa. Maybe that Kled, maybe that Yorick, something along those lines. But I'm gonna say Garen, that's not it for me, Chief.
Man, like I was also sitting there in the draft, like wondering why we're not seeing Kled or Yorick, because I feel like Yorick
was
is good against tanks, man. Like, he would have just
Yep.
given a hard spanking to special, just literally sat there, and he could have become that 1v1 machine. I mean, once
Yep.
Yorick gets ahead, that champion can be
Get 2v1.
incredibly scary, especially against squishier champions. I mean, I don't even think Silas would have stood a chance.
Yeah, probably not if he got ahead. So that's probably one what I want to see from them coming up in the next game. I don't know. Do you want to take a break before the next game starts? I don't know if the players took a break.
Sure, I think we
What
can
is
take a
the
small
story?
break. Let's just
Yeah.
what we can do is we'll play some music for you guys, and then
Yes.
as soon as we
Nice.
come into game, we'll just cut straight into game, and then that's it, and then we'll go from there.
Perfect. We'll see you soon. I keep doing this. I like it. Soon. Let's go.
Okay, cool. Hello and welcome everybody. We are back to game 2 between EVO and GG. GG will now be on blue side, EVO will now be on red side. And we did see EVO taking the first game quite convincingly.
Yeah. And now GG's is opting to ban the Wukong again. I'm curious to see if they make any adaptations in the draft, banning something different. You know, Caitlyn being insta-banned. You know, now GG does have the option to first pick the Ashe on their side, the same as what EVO did in the previous game. No, they just banned the Ashe. So, okay, cool, we both are going to play AT-80 carries, no ST-80 carries in this game. So we know that Patar does play Kalista, so that's always an option. So I'm curious to see what the response will be here.
Is that a BM ban coming through from not banning Shyvana, or they're just trying to make sure
No,
not doesn't get to play it?
Westhuizen, who Mario plays a mean AP Shyvana, so I think that's more respect ban than a BM ban.
No,
And
I
then
never thought I'd be casting games with Shyvana in. But
It's been played a lot this year.
we see Valkov
Okay,
being taken away.
So what do they opt to first pick here? Okay, Set and Volibear both up. So that should be your next go-to for first pick. No, they just go straight for the Hecarim, making sure Mario has that champion that he is comfortable with and that he did play pretty well with in the previous game.
But is
Now-
he gonna play? Is he gonna like? We see the roster like being really weird right now. Mancake's now in the top lane. Meowington's Deluxe is now in the jungle, and Wufufau is now in the mid lane.
But we don't know if they just didn't order themselves properly, so I'm gonna hold judgment until they go into game. It has to be said that Targa does play Hecarim top, and he is pretty proficient on the champion, so he might just take it into the jungle. That is a possibility. Right now, I have no idea. But set pickup coming on in from EVO, pretty standard. Plus Thresh, yeah. Want to give? I mentioned that Thresh not want to give Dog Puppy, even though Dog Puppy isn't even playing this game. It is the sub in Serenity, the super sub, and you know they have been sharing time for a while. So yeah, this is just to get him probably some reps in as well.
Some reps, yo, quick reps.
Quick
reps
reps,
on
you know.
set ends, you know.
Yeah. So what would be the response? I'm expecting some bot lane pickups to come out here, or no pickup at all. Darius, dirty, disgusting Darius players. Now, what do you pick up here? Do you just pick up your 80 carry? Do you pick up your port?
It's hard to say for me. I feel like you don't have to pick up an 80 carry because there's not much left unless you want to pick up Zypherr or something. But otherwise, you could just pick up support and just look for something like a Morgana, which is also a good, easy option. I feel like
Yeah,
Morgana Zypherr is like the safest lane you could potentially pick. No,
Oh, Nami. Serenity is very good at Nami. So, you know, he's very comfortable on the champion. And it does give you a lot of disengage and a lot of sustain in lane. So, I don't hate that pick. Ooh, and that's
yeah,
the,
just coming.
yeah, the Jornal Vladimir. Oh, not going to leave it up to hope that it comes through the next ban phase. They just opt to take it right now and say, listen, now you know what we're playing with, but that's not a problem.
I feel like EVO they did ban Mordekaiser away now. I feel like GG needed to come out and potentially ban like instead of banning the Ashe, you know Patar's gonna do well on any 80 carry. Potentially come out, ban the Vlad, ban the Silas, and put Jonal on something that he hasn't played.
Yeah.
Those are the only two champions we see, and like I'm really scared of Vladimir myself because that champion is like insta deletes your Nami if it gets going.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oof, Gen pick.
Didn't ban. Are they banning like Spider's champions right now? I'm very confused.
It looks like it. They might look to take away the Kalista as well here. In another game, we casted of EVO, them against League of Legends team. We saw Patel play. They did play the Thresh Kalista bot lane and also just ran over that team. So they might just opt to do that. And that's a Gangplank ban. That is towards Mancakes. He has been very good on it. Doing what you said GG should do to Jornal. Now they just doing it to Mancakes. Okay, and there's not banning the Kalista. I'm expecting a Kalista pick here from the side of EVO. It is something that he's good at, and they have played that bot lane a lot. Bar that, maybe a Senna isn't bad here.
I mean, I think they just pick jungler or top lane now, and they just leave 80 carry for last pick. There's no real reason to pick 80 carry right now.
True, but I think they might just give. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, just pick jungle, and that's a Zac. Ooh, spicy boy. You're a resident Zac expert. You played a lot of that. I like Zac. I've always liked Zac. It's a nice little beefy boy that, you know, can just jump in and cause havoc.
I'm not wrong at saying Cookie plays Zac top lane.
He might.
I think it'll be not playing the Zac. And I mean, that's quite scary. Oh, Galio coming through.
Galio
Okay, cool.
Carthus.
Galio
Huh?
Carthus. That's a lot. That's a heavy team, man. That's like, is that Nami Carthus bot lane?
It might be. Carthus is played in the bot lane by I think it's played in the LCK.
It has been played, yes.
Like it has been played a lot of places. Anything that can get him through his weak early game, get to that point where you're sitting on 2 items,
Yeah.
couple of Dark Harvest stacks, just makes it terrible. And there's the Callista pick that you see, big brain.
I mean,
predict these things.
you predicted it. It wasn't the hardest prediction, but I'm just all I'm gonna point out right now is like you just picked triple melee champions into Callista.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
tough.
glad. Dude, like I know the draft is obviously hampered by having different players in, but man, this just looks like another one-sided game to me. Look, Special might have trouble in the top lane, going up against what I assume is a Darius, but also there's this strange thing called lane swapping where Set can just go into the Galio, absolutely spank the Galio, and Vladimir can go top and do fine into the Darius, which is what I'm expecting EVO to do, and I feel like that's done.
Yeah, and the things like Carthus Nami usually should be safe, right? But how safe can you be against a Callista Thresh? Once you hit 6, Callista R plus Thresh Flay, Death Box, and Death Sentence, like, I don't see how Carthus gets away. Yes, you got some disengage with Nami, but, like, you can't really run away from it efficiently. So, yeah, this is gonna be very hard. And we
Yeah.
are getting news that Trooper beat Era 2-0. Is that... Okay, I see it's in chat.
Which era?
Era Millennium. That is insane.
It says Mill wins game 1, Mill wins game 2.
Wait,
Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Where are you getting this news?
in the chat and in our Discord chat as well. Look.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That is a
Can
crazy... Congratulations. Trooper.
can XYZ reflect? Make it second now. Oh, my Dark Horse is coming, boy.
Yeah, and that's the first game that Era Millennium has dropped. That is...
That's
Yeah.
that's heavy days. That's not just a draw. That's getting 2-0'd. Oof.
Yeah, apparently it was close games, but yeah, very well done for Trooper. You know, yeah, okay. Damn, that threw me off a little bit now. Okay, now looking at this, yeah, like we've already discussed this draft to death, but I just think this is all Evo.
I think Kyle, didn't you want to put some music on for us until we're into game? There's not really much for us to.
It's like a minute. Yeah.
Is that stepping on the stream all the time? Sadly, GG have already put a ward down.
Yeah, we do see Evo. They like
Oof,
ooh,
double
double
ward.
ward. That feels bad. Evo like invading through Tribrush. If they're on blue side, they like invading through the top Tribrush. So that is something that they do a lot. They're not going to get anything of this, and all of the information now on the side of GG, and they're just going to swap buffs. It seems like.
Yeah, and they are going to be moving to steal that buff. So like, they got a ward. They got 2 wards down this time in the enemy jungle. So I'm wondering if Woofafawu is going to be able to go and look for the early invade on the Zac, because Zac can't really fight Hecarim early. At least I don't think Zac can fight Hecarim at all, to be honest.
So tell us in chat, who do you think? Do you think this is a draw? Do you think this is all Evo, clean 2-0 for the side of Evo? I'm pretty excited going into game 2. We do see a sub also coming in, Serenity, thinking if he can maybe get something done here. And then, Jornal just forcing Mancakes out already, that early.
I mean, Mancake's missing quite a lot of CS as well.
Oh, that's
Mancake's
bad.
getting hammered in this
Yeah,
lane.
that's
Not respecting of that. We do see Ignite Hecarim comes through for refill. Oh, did you know?
no! He walked up and got cute.
Mancakes has flash.
Yeah,
So
he should
Mancakes
just
has flash Q him, surely.
He just used his Q, I think.
He's level 2. He needs to kill him before Vlad hits level 2.
Yeah,
Otherwise he's got no hope in this
Exactly.
lane. Ah,
yeah. Look how full he is already. Holy.
this is a horrible lane for
Yeah.
Alio. And also Mancake's opted into this lane. I don't think he knows how bad this matchup can be.
I think he knows. I just don't think there's a lot left for him to play in mid lane. So he was like, okay, cool. Well, what else am I going to play into this? But we do a 10 CS lead already in top lane. I do not know what happened there, but
He probably all-in him level 1.
yeah, he
Which
didn't.
is what all Darius players do.
Yeah, dirty Darius abusers. But
Both after them and just chase them down the lane. But I mean, even Special's full HP, so I'm not sure.
yeah,
that-
I'm not sure what happened there. He maybe just forced him off with pressure, but he didn't actually fight. Just threatened to fight him.
No, it looks like he might have just stood in front of the wave, because it does look like Evo Special just sitting back, just getting CS now. I mean, Special's happy to just sit back in this lane with the Darius and get ahead. I feel
100%.
like.
There might be an altercation here at the blue buff of Hecarim. No, never mind. Notch just going for this topside scuttle.
And not is... Oh, not his red side. I was like, not just having his blue buff just taken away from him like that? Ooh!
Ooh.
Ooh!
Oh. Mancake's like, listen, you can't just push me around, brother. But there is a gang coming in here
Okay.
from Notch.
Mancakes maybe should have predicted it coming in, but the Hecarim is looking. The flash does come through. That's
Pony.
the first blood going over to Mancakes, the super sub.
They almost popped the passive of the Zac as well. So, you know, already looking a little bit better for the side of GG, picking up that first blood. Now it's just your job as the bot lane to not lose.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it was my job. I was like, well, maybe not my job.
No, now if you're the bot lane, you're like, listen, as long as we don't completely int, we should be fine. Oh, TP with a lot of
in
life.
a little bit of trouble. Here comes the Hecarim, but great.
Yeah. I kind of wasted TP there coming in from Mancakes, but you know, not a bad idea at all, and it does give them a little pressure in bot lane.
I definitely feel like they were going way too... Like, Kalista was always safe there. I mean, Thresh was a bit caught out, but like, that TP needed to come through much earlier in order to get that off.
They're gonna push not off of his Grom.
I don't know if they really want to pick this. We do see not... I mean, Mancake's going very aggro onto Janelle. He really does need to get some form of healing reduction though. Maybe building the... Ooh, he's actually
a lot of
thrashing Janelle.
Oh, and there was Ignite as well on him.
And
Oh,
that
the bot
almost
keeps him
died.
alive.
Just.
Yeah, just. But you know, and that's just Hecarim running in, cool. You don't have Ignite, don't worry, I got you, fam. Ignites the Vladimir, but he does get out. But already a nice little CS lead here for Mancakes in the mid lane. And it has to be said, he's looking very good on this Galio, not gonna lie.
He is looking very good in this game, but also the Vladimir I think started Cal. So, in my opinion, the Vlad deserves everything he's getting right now. 'Cause that's complete disrespect for your lane opponent.
Yeah.
Especially on the
exactly
Galio.
when you're never gonna fight.
Ooh,
Like,
Seth
you
looks like he's in a lot of trouble here. Should get
Yeah.
pulled back, should be able to just easily get clapped by the Darius. So the bleed damage is just horrendous. Ooh, can they turn around on Hecarim? No, they can't. Hecarim's just gonna get
No.
away and then. Ooh,
Good.
lands on-
Gets in.
Ooh, Karthus gonna try to turn it around. Strider looking to sneak, doesn't manage to land one of those Qs.
And that's, Mario again, his work rate and his impact in the early game is just ridiculous. We saw him gank mid twice, now he's ganked top, he went bot lane as well. He's just all over the map and it just feels like, he's doing a lot of work.
I still feel like this Kallista's gonna get a free lane. And I'm really
Yeah.
worried about Callista getting a free lane against this comp because yes, you just don't have a lot of burst damage to get rid of the Callista in this game. Ooh, Zac charging up, does jump in onto the Karthus, manages to get them both together, gets a challenging smite off. Strider's looking very low, forced to flash away, Mr. Not. Just
Okay.
ooh. And Patar looking to see, can he get the rend off for the slow? Doesn't opt for it.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the runes and I'm not seeing anything suspect or weird. Pretty standard all around. But now if Tiger decides to freeze this lane, then Special is in a whole lot of pain. And we see Mario Wufufahu here taking their buff again. He's gonna be spotted out by Special. Just gonna walk it out.
He's just gonna walk back and take the chickens as well. They are starting the dragon. And I mean, I feel like Hecarim's doing what he needs to do. Like, he should be harassing the Zac and forcing the Zac to never have anything to jungle.
Mhm.
Because you have that sort of power. Like, Zac's never gonna be able to 1v1 you. Jonel is just
taking a
taking
lot.
pounding from Mancakes.
The thing is, this the Q from the Galio is so deceptively strong. It does so much damage, but like not in the way you thought it would. Ooh,
Yes,
party in the bot
And
lane.
onto Serenity, here comes the Grand Skyfall. He's gonna get a knock up there. Patar has been picked up by the bubble. They are trying to get onto Patar. He's gonna die. That's gonna be Mancakes picking up another kill.
Ooh,
That's
is
4-0 for
G?
GG right now, and I didn't actually see the Thresh die.
Yeah. But that,
Just like EVO not really respecting the team comp and the power of the Galio. And I think a lot of this is coming. I'm gonna be that person that points out one mistake and just hampers on it. But
Yeah.
this is all coming from a greedy buy from Jonel, and Jonel just getting absolutely destroyed in this lane. And it's not even a lane that he should be losing.
they're lane swapping. But
But
this is
what
not.
they should have done from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and it's too late to lane swap now.
Darius
honest,
is far ahead. I mean, Vlad's not doing bad. Seth can beat on the Galio. I do believe that.
2-0-1. Okay, look at the item discrepancy here. It's already Hextech Revolver plus Kindle Gem on the Galio compared to a Doran's Blade and
Darius
Long.
gets the apprehend on Jonel. Jonel gonna pull away. The only thing I feel bad for Vlad in this matchup is when he does pull. If Darius has a couple stacks on him, he does actually set himself up for the guillotine or whatever it's called, the Marcian something. Is it the Marcian?
Martian Gideon.
Nothing guillotine.
Noxian.
Who's Strider getting
Ooh,
taken very low?
lot
He's gonna get
damage.
picked up.
Oh,
Does get
not
picked up in the end, not taking a lot of damage. Hecarim is hunting, they're looking for the ulti, but Not is going to be able to get popped, and there is no TP to save him, so Not's just going to die.
Oh, trade in mid lane. And look at how low. Oh, he's going to ult him back into tower.
Gonna pull him back into tower, Facebreaker does come off, forced to flash away, doesn't manage to get the kill. Here comes the Darius. Darius going to pick up the kill.
Darius things.
Oh,
Oh, knocks him away from the line to Pinkett. Oh, he didn't have ult.
he have ulti, he doesn't have Onslaught of Shadows, but I'm expecting to see him come back very soon.
Yeah, this just looks like a completely different GG. They finally have Prio in some lanes, and now they're just making Batar and Einschenschen's life hell, because they can move first the whole time.
But they're still on a timer. I still believe they're on a timer here. If this Vladimir gets farm, if the set starts to pick up farm, like the set's not super important, but the Vlad and the Callista, if they can deal with these sort of beefy early game champions. I mean, Hecarim's not super early game, but like I feel like Galio is still early to mid game. Darius is definitely an early game champion. I mean, we've seen how much prowess he's had in the lane. It's just like once this Vlad gets going, if he gets onto your Karthus, he one-shots your Karthus. If he gets onto your Nami, he one-shots your Nami. And then Galio, Hecarim, and Darius are still going to struggle to deal with the Callista. Like, yes, there's an apprehend that you can get the Callista with. But provided she gets the right boots, which I know he's not going to build Merc Treads, but he should be looking to build Merc Treads this game. If he builds Merc Treads and looks to get like an early QSS again, like I say always, then like he's not going to have a problem. Yes, he might like slow down his damage spike, but still it's Callista. He's going to do damage depending on how many autos you get in. And you know what, if you're CC'd and you're not dying, you're autoing more, so...
Yeah. I think the thing to keep in mind, yes, they do get like outscaled a little bit, but they still do have Karthus, and Karthus can be a very horrible late game menace, like half hitting like squishies or almost killing squishies with just his Requiem. So that is something we'll have to keep in mind and see if this champion can be piloted properly by Strider. He does blow flash again. He's very scared right now. Oh, just ganked.
Great ulti coming through from the set there. Ooh, apprehend.
Yeah. Ooh, flash. No.
Flash away. Null not enjoying this lane. You know, Patar seeing if he can go aggressive. He is 1v2 right now. Exhaust does come up, but here comes the Zac. Zac's gonna get onto the Karthus. That's one kill going across over to EVO. But here comes Woo. Can he get the double kill? Gets the Zac immediately. Looking to chase onto Patar. Patar gets a shield from the Lantern. Grand Skyfall is coming in, and I think this threat is going to be left to die. Oh, the Galio.
Oh, the Calypso dies as well.
And the kill. Okay. On form right now.
You confused me now twice when you said Grand Skyfall.
It is Grand Skyfall, though.
No, that's Pantheon you're thinking
about.
This is Hero's Entrance.
I'm so good at
No, it happens. It's someone dropping in on someone else. No. What does it matter?
Grand Skyfall, he's falling from... That's
in a grand way.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah, but Mankex looks like proving that Galio is a no-brain champion. You know, that's why I'm joking. But like he was taking a lot of abuse from lane early, and that is first brick as well.
Yeah. Oh, there's a team behind them.
Looking to see if they can get on them. Jonel looking to see what he can do. But he needs to watch out.
Oh, Jonel.
This could be turnaround for Nankix, but he gets CC'd and he's just going to get shut down. 600 gold goes over to Patar.
Yeah, and all of a sudden there's 5 members of EVO in bot lane. They're like, listen, calm down. And we just sent 5 people there. They get a free Drake and they get 1 kill. But like, I still think that's fine for the side of GG. You're like, cool, okay, the Galio died, we gave up a shutdown. That's not amazing. But we just got first brick. You know, and we got 2 kills in bot lane, so this isn't the end of the world. Or they got 3 kills in bot lane. So this isn't the end of the world at all.
Grifffield used bot now, earlier.
Yes,
yes. Okay, cool, it was. That's how they got the first tower, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Sorry, my brain is not working today. It's been a long week.
Definitely, and try to get the scuttle. That gives them a nice little line of vision. You do see them heavily prioritizing vision around that top side, making sure that they are safe. Kind of wasted pink ward there in the river when you have scuttle up, or when you have scuttle vision, but you know, rather opt probably to put that pink in Tribrush, and then they're gonna just keep on pushing. And Mancake's looking clean, not gonna lie.
Yeah, he definitely is looking clean. I'm really hoping he does pick up early Morello's. I know Morello's, like, lots of people are not a fan, but I really feel like Morello's is great in this matchup against the Vlad.
Yeah,
and against the Callista
as
well.
People build it with, but they don't know why they're building it. Morello's is good when you're building it into people with a lot of healing, which in this case EVO has. So yes, I agree with you, Morello's is good here. But don't just build Morello's because you're OP.gg or whatever happy use.
Onto the Shadows comes down. Evo special getting taken very low. He does the showstopper. Here comes the Nami wave. They're gonna hit the double up. Great flash coming up.
Special using his pile driver, what's it called? Sorry. The showstopper as an exit policy the whole time. Good juke from Mancakes. Oh, he is level 6 on it as well. He's playing very well. And
no-
also, as we said, like the whole top side of GG playing very well. Mario looking clean. We see that dominance from Targa coming out that we expected from him. The way he plays, he is known for playing heavily 4 lane, and that's what we're seeing. Oh, okay, they're just gonna ult out.
Hecarim's been everywhere.
Yeah, she just fights call out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but yeah, Hecarim's work rate in these games have just been very impressive. I feel like Mario is very much stepped it up, the way he plays. I did speak to him earlier today, and he said that he was having a difficult time and having some troubles, but he feels like he's gotten his groove back. He's like on an 8-game win streak in ranked, so he says he feels more comfortable recently. So he is looking, and you can see it. He looks very good right now.
Yeah, I know he does. He's had pressure everywhere, and he's just kind of been outclassing Not in this game. I think last game it looked a little bit rough for him. He was trying his best, but really it did feel like it was a one-man show in the previous game. But this game looking good, and it looks like EVO looking to set up a gank or dive in the top lane, but not just walking up the bush at the wrong time. Not going to spot out the Hecarim, and or
Yeah,
Hecarim
again,
not
Hecarim-
gonna spot the
there's-
Not, actually.
There's 5 members of GG up here, and look at like everyone else is on a back timer. So even if they don't get anything done here, it's not that GG is getting anything on the other side of the map.
Zach playing with
Not.
fire, just hiding. in
Not.
the bush. I don't think he's even
Huh?
going to. Oh, they
Oh
do.
no, here he comes on the flank.
Get on one, not looking to go in.
Yeah,
He
he's
might
dead.
just die for this. Let's Bounce comes out, but don't think he's going to be able to get away from this. He's juking as much as he can, does get killed. No TP up to save the blobs, and you hate to see it when you're the Zach.
Oh! For a second there, I thought it would, because everyone kept clicking on the tower. Oh, that was almost a very feels bad man moment. But yeah, we only see Jonel being able to push out the wave bot lane. He was doing the right thing, which is freeze, because there's no real neutral objectives up. But now he's only getting crashed. So for all of that, EVO didn't even get anything, and now they're gonna pick up the second Rift Herald.
Oh, and GG looking good, it must be said, this game. The addition
Yeah.
of Serenity really, like, I feel like it's turned things around a bit. Like, even that whole engage, like, I don't think it would have been possible without sort of the Nami ulti, because obviously as they use the Nami ulti, it went through all of her allies, giving them that little bit of bonus movement speed, so it let the Darius
Yeah.
get in range, as well as Darius using the Ghost. So, dude, like, just in general, this just looks like a completely changed GG team. Like, they're
Yeah.
coming up, they're taking it straight to EVO, like, yeah.
No, definitely. They look completely different. In game 1, they looked completely out of sorts, like they didn't know what they were doing or where they had to be. And right now, they just look comfortable. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, Galio, not the hardest champion in the world to pilot. And Mancakes is like, okay, cool. As long as I got a brain, you know, I can make plays with this thing all over the map.
And I think it's not just the fact that I think Mancakes played actually incredibly well, must be said, last game, but I think it's
He did.
actually the fact that Targa's also showing up this game, and I really like the adaptation of putting this Karthus in the bot lane, so you can kind of just sit back and farm out the lane and not really fight Patar as much.
Yeah, and not having the onus on him to win the lane, which I think is the big thing, right? You put them in this lane, it's like, cool, all you have to do is not int. And if you don't int, we're in a good spot. And, you know, it's not like the previous game where it's like, cool, you're playing Lucian, you have to win the lane. And now they're just going to pop Rift Herald and smash this thing into the base.
But I do think that a proper 5v5 where Galio is actually there. Oh, they do, man. And here comes the showstopper onto the Doris. Hecarim and not getting taken very low. Here comes the heroic entrance. We do see the Karthus has already gone down. Requiem's going to come out. This is going to be a lot of people dying.
Ooh.
Are still alive. Onto
It's coming up all even.
double kill. Looking to see if he can get onto Not. Ooh, Zach, can he bait mount though? Ooh, flash comes through, and this does not look like a good time.
Yeah.
That's just turn it around.
Oh.
Gets a lot of damage down, but Patar's just
Yeah.
gonna
That's a clean 5 for 0 ace in the side of EVO. It looked like a lot of one-way traffic for GG, but all of a sudden, fight in bot lane. And, you know, we see the team comp that a lot of wombo combo and that CC coming in, just all of a sudden it comes up all EVO.
Jonel landing a 5-man Hemoplague, I think, made such
Yeah.
a difference in that fight. And also, like I said, like there's no real burst damage in this team to kill Patar.
Yeah.
So if Patar can just sort of kite around and not get pulled in by the Darius, he can literally just free hit this team. And he came into that team fight quite late, so he just got to clean them all up, and he got a lot of shutdown gold, I think, there.
Yeah, that was actually super crazy. It's like, okay, cool, you're like 5k gold behind or whatever they were before that fight, and all of a sudden they just pick up 5 kills without losing 1 member. So, very well played from EVO, and all of a sudden there's some, light in the eyes of EVO, and they seem like they could do something. Because before this, honestly, it just looked like it was all GG, like EVO didn't show up for game 2.
But it was also unfortunate because I feel like GG like not playing their compound correctly there. Like the Galio was in the wrong position. The Galio should never have grouped with the team there, and I think that really cost them because his heroic entrance, I almost said grand. Heroic entrance was kind of like on the wrong target at the wrong time. And I think he actually got CC'd in that fight, so he didn't actually land the heroic entrance, so the knockups didn't come through, and by that time Strider was already dead. It just felt very sort of mismatched there. Ooh, Strider? Did he see not? I don't know if he saw or not there.
Yeah, it has to be said, like, looking at the comp of GG, like, you can so easily 1-3-1. Like, you don't need to group up 5 in a bot lane. So, yeah, I think that was just a misplay from the side of GG. Let's see if they actually adapt to it and realize, cool, we don't need to play it like that. We can play a little bit more away from each other, seeing as we have tools to get to one another.
And I have one little tiny rant here that I have to say.
Go ahead.
Please buy boots. Please finish your boots. Ooh, they up over there looking for the Hecarim. Hecarim is getting taken down very low. We do see
Darius has one.
very aggro on the Darius. It does actually end up dying. Fate's Call pulls the
comes
back in. They're gonna see if they can potentially get onto
Here comes Jornal.
Here comes Jornal, and Mankick's stuck in the middle of nowhere, and he's Tars unstoppable. They're gonna start up the Baron. Hecarim is very low. I think they're just baiting this fight. They're just telling GG to come at them right now while they start up this Baron. Special going in. Here comes the Requiem.
Big Requiem.
Very low on the side of EVO. The death sentence lands. They're gonna turn. Then Hecarim gonna go down.
And all of them are so low, but just not low enough to die.
Is in. That's gonna be a free.
Not my die. Oh, no, he doesn't.
Ooh, another.
Oh, another.
And the stopwatch comes out. Strider is dead. They're not gonna be able to get a hold of him. Jornal is is under the ground. That's wild.
And yeah, that is.
That dude, GG come. I mean, EVO
on the end.
3 down to now being 12-11 up.
Yeah, that's just completely crazy. I thought this was just going to be one-way traffic. GG looked so good. It looked like they knew what was going on, where they had to be. And all of a sudden, after one bad fight, it's like, oh, EVO remembers who they are and how to play the game. And now it looks one-way traffic the other way. Like, not one member dropping again for the side of EVO. And yeah, it just has to be said, either they just reset the mental, or all of a sudden they're looking a lot better, or just realized how to play the comp.
I do feel like they have finally started grouping, and this team comp is much better once they group. Especially
and they hit some key power spikes, it has to be said.
They did let the Vlad sort of side lane, and Vlad was going even with the Galio, and now Galio's 50 CS behind, or 40 CS behind, or whatever. But yeah, I will carry on with my argument, but they're not going to let
Oh, here comes another fight.
They get onto Serenity, they do get the taunt off onto the Thresh, but Galio's
here. Showstopper.
It's huge. Facebreaker gets 2. Darius pulls in Patar. I don't know if he actually really wants that fight, because I think Patar is just going to
exhausted. Yeah.
And that's going to be another 2 kills going over.
Yeah, that's just crazy. It's just like one-way traffic, like we said. All of the stuff of EVO is online now. Patar online has Borg plus PD plus Runons. You know, you see the Rabadons plus the Eggstick Proto Belt from the Vlad. And almost getting that other item that's name I forgot.
Oh.
What's it called? The one with the moving speed.
Oh, Spellbinder.
Spellbinder, yeah.
Spellbinder. I just wish he would finish his boots. I'm like at the point
Yes.
where I'm about to like pull my hair out. That I'm just like,
Oh.
if the target's caught up. We're seeing if
Fire.
Who can get on him. Here comes the Requiem. He's gonna need it, but I don't think he's gonna get the kill. Just Patar just outplaying
Just
him.
kited. Yeah, just out-kited completely, and the PD being popped there. And it's like you can't kill him in one rotation. It's gonna be hard to kill him at all. So go ahead. Go rant about the boots.
I
While
just
we
feel like
have
if
5
he was
seconds.
Vlad in the side lane, watching him try and exchange with Darius, he was forced to like run away the whole time. If he just had pen boots and had the same movement speed, he'd be able to actually play the lane properly, as opposed to like sitting on like Peter Pans or whatever you want to call them, boots one, and not having the movement speed to actually kite out the Darius. It's very frustrating to watch, dude. Like, kills my soul.
Yeah, no, the difference is, you know, pretty big. So I think it's 20 movement speed. The difference.
Dude,
Yeah.
and he's got the plus 5% movement speed from Trinity Force on the Darius. You know,
Yeah,
and he
actually.
gets the passive from attacking something, getting 20 movement speed. So it's just like overall, like you can never walk up to CS as the Vlad. Whereas if you actually have boots, A, you
can
have
do
magic
something.
pen, and B, you can walk up and then you can protobalt to get away and he can't run you down. Yo, Patar is so big now.
Yeah, no, Patar and this Vlad both online, and this is, I don't know how you pull it back as GG, but they have to do something, and they have to do something soon, because they're just gonna keep on going, like getting out of hand. And then how do you kill the Vlad? Like you'll have to.
Oh, Darius goes to in. Here comes the TP. Double TP coming through. I think Special might not be alive for this fight. The Vlad doesn't hit even plague on one person. He's taking Mancake's very low.
Oh, good stopwatch.
Stopwatch coming through. Mancake's isn't. Ooh,
Oh!
that's gonna get caught out. Does manage to turn around. Here comes Not. That's gonna be 2 kills going over.
Lead? Oh, he's dead.
He does come through. Strider trying to kite out the back, but I feel like at this point he should just stand still. But actually, he's still alive. Ooh, juking Not.
He's just juking.
But Not's just gonna auto attack him.
Oh, fight in the mid lane.
Tar's going in a hectic fight here. He's very low. I think Woofafawu is going to get 1,000 gold shut down. And the Requiem comes out. They're going to maybe give it over to the Carthus. That's another shutdown.
Oh, and not very close to dying. I don't know if he had cell division. He did have cell division, never mind. But, you know, that would have been nice for them to pop as well. And clearly this is the better way to fight for the side of GG. You want to have some split fights. You don't want to fight as 5, because they have these massive AoE ultimates. They have the Hemo Plague, they have the Let's Bounce, they have the Showstopper. You don't want to fight or let everyone get hit by that stuff. We saw the difference just now with the Hemo Plague only hitting 1 compared to when it hit 5 people. So, you know, hopefully that GG realized that and then play around that and adapt to it. We also saw like oh, he's just gonna walk in. What? Hello?
Ooh, not gonna walk.
What? He's not doing.
People. He's getting taken very low. Soul Division should be coming out soon, but there's nothing they can do. This is right before the Dragons are tipping in, but here comes the rest of his team. Lots of mistimed skills, and here is Patar. Showstopper comes out with the exhaust onto Woofafawu. They're looking to see if they can get onto Patar. Patar's just kiting it out. He's not going down. Here comes the entrance, but Jonel does kill the Carthus in the backline. Meanwhile, Mancake's flashing. Patar's going to go down.
Oh, dead.
Vladimir is just massive, and they're going to have to run away.
They're basically just playing around him right now. It's like, okay, kill everything else, but we can't really kill the Vlad. And this, we do see both the Galio and the Carthus picking up Oblivion Orb, so hopefully they will both get some healing reduction. I don't know if they win this.
Well, Vlad's
there's
not
the
gonna
bleed.
be
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we
Good.
go. Just
Never mind.
imagine if Vlad had shoes.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
that's fully healed. And all of a sudden
And
we've got ourselves a game.
so many people losing to Shopkeeper this game.
Yeah.
Also, the one thing I wanted to point out in that fight that was huge, the Carthus, right?
Yeah.
You see that? You see, Oblivion Orb is now out on the
Yeah.
Carthus. Oblivion Orb is now out on the Galio. So in one
Yes.
more fight, after like a little bit more time, once the Morellos come out, the Callista's not going to be able to heal as much. The Zack's not going to be able to heal as much. The
And
Vlad's not going to.
most importantly, the Vlad. Yeah.
And these games are going to turn. Like they are going to turn.
Yeah.
But like
Once all those items come out, like it's a whole different fight again. And we see that the death dance being completed on Hecarim as well. This Hecarim is starting to be scary, and this the Darius is looking very scary as well, and he's almost done with his spirit visage, and he's gonna be a problem to deal with. And yeah, once they hit these spikes, this can be all GG again.
Starting up the Baron? Well, are they really going to do this? Is this a throw? Is this a hard throw? This looks like a hard throw. They're team-manning it. I can't see how much HP it's down to. Woofafawu looking to see if he can get into Patar. Patar does get feared. The counter is on top. Meanwhile, Requiem does come out. Don't know if Patar's going to survive, but we're looking at the
Zack
comes out. Patar's re-entering the fight, but he's really low, and this Hecarim just doesn't care. And GG running away.
Holy! What is this? All of a sudden, these one-way traffic the other way again.
Oh, Janelle, can he turn
Janelle, he gets it. No! Oh, my.
CC'd.
What is this game right now? It's a throw back and forth. Just like, why do you start that Baron ever? But very well played from the side of GG. You know, I thought they might be out of this game after like a couple of fights went bad. But now they're back on curve, back on some spikes. And, you know, yeah, and now they're going to pick up this Baron. The next fight is going to go even worse for the side of EVO, because now there's a Morello in play. There's two Morellos in play now.
Man, I don't even know how to cast this game. Like, I'm actually so depressed by the players that are playing this game, because like I can sit here and obviously I'm the play-by-play caster, but even me, like, yo, man, Patar buying Berserker's Greaves, please get out of the game. Like there's so much CC in this team, and you're not going Merc Trades on the one champion that like has to hard carry the game. Your Vladimir also still doesn't have any magic pen whatsoever.
Yeah.
Game. Still, let's rather finish our Zonyas instead of buying 700 rand boot, like 700 gold boots. You know, why don't we actually just rather not just sell our boots one? We don't need boots in the game either, you know? Like, it's triggering with the caster to look at this, and I'm like, I feel like boots are such an not overlooked item, but they're so important, man. The tenacity you could get from these boots could be saving you in this game. They really could, especially, like I said, if you are the key components to this team comp.
Yeah, and I'm just phoning a friend right now asking about Patar's build. Especially this, the Bloodthirster, I'm not very sure about, but yeah, that's something I'm just getting sick, so I'm just phoning a friend regarding that.
I don't think it's that bad, because I do think he just needs to survive, and basically the way you're looking at it is the more spears he gets in, the more damage he's gonna do. So I'm not totally against him going double lifesteal at the moment. Ooh,
yeah, but like, Death Stance is a lot better. Ooh, big fight.
This is a massive fight in favor of GG.
Tower dive.
One is going to go down straight away. Requiem is up. It is going to come out. Thresh has already been taken on. Patar hasn't died yet.
Big
Great apprehend coming through from Targa. He's going to see what he can do. But, yo, this fight's just kiting out right now. Patar's still alive, and it's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. And it's in favor of EVO.
Yeah, again, it's just thrown back. Now, this is the information I got. Right, because this Bloodthirster didn't look right to me. Because they have double AP in the other team, probably would have been better to go for Death Stance. That's what I was thinking. So I got a message to say BT is a little troll. The boot is fine apparently. Death Stance probably just better since there is double pen on Carthus. He can do BT after. Okay, now I'm not gonna tell everyone who my source is, but.
Well, I know who your source is.
Yeah, of course you know, because I can speak to one guy. Oh, Targa's completely out of position, yeah.
Very caught up. This is a really bad time for him to die right now as well, with the dragon being up soon. And I'd really like to see EVO set up a gank in one of these bushes, or set up like a little trap.
Yeah.
Because Hecarim could...
but the classic Fnatic rush. Death rush.
Yeah, we don't say that name right now after they beat GG. I mean, beat GG.
No, I like them more now.
Ooh! This is going down so fast, dude. If doesn't go, he's going in. Doesn't get it. This is gonna be him dying, and
Yeah.
Shut down, and that hurts. That's a 52-second death timer. Luckily,
Yeah, and
Baron's not up for a long time.
definitely. The thing is, like, it's so hard to outsmite a Callisto with Rend if they time it properly and, you know, work together with it. Just because it does, you get so much time to put in so many spears into it. But I think this game is going to come down to 1 or 2 more fights. Maybe then Baron or the Elder Dragon, and then it should just be GG.
Dude,
But
I
this
think
game is
This,
very
I
close.
think this is the one thing that like GG really can't deal with is a Callisto with this much like HP regen. Like they're already struggling to kill her if she can keep auto attacking. And yeah, I don't know, man. I can't get over these builds. Like, yeah, I actually, you know, maybe the boots on the Callisto aren't that troll, but is she gonna get a Quicksilver Sash? If she doesn't back now, like she's backing on 2200. If she doesn't back and get a Quicksilver Sash, like, I'm literally just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave the game. You can cast the rest.
No, she didn't. She got Lost Whisper.
Holy!
Okay.
I
Is
really
she being
feel
hit
like
by a lot? Yeah, she keeps getting hit by the Hecarim, so I don't know if that is the right play. I
being
think he does enough damage already, but you know,
yeah.
must get our resident item expert in here again to hear what he thinks.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game. I think the team's gonna set up to look for the next fight around Baron, and I mean, look, inhibitor is down in the middle. Ooh, special walking in. They're looking to see if they get into Patar. Patar is ready. They do
Ooh,
get
that's a lot of damage.
I'm very low. He's not autoing, but he is trying to heal up. Requiem's not gonna come
No,
through.
Requiem is cancelled.
Cancelled. If Patar walks straight into Wolf of Fawu, he gets deleted now. Meanwhile, this Darius is just free-hitting the backline. Here comes Jonel, though. Does manage to kill one. Is
Now we
right.
still win this.
Here comes Mancakes.
Oh, no.
All gonna get on.
Ooh.
That's gonna go down.
Guillotine.
Another
Guillotine.
guillotine, and this is Darius all
Dunk,
the way.
dunk, everything.
Ops looking to see if he can potentially get the push off in the mid lane. Looking for the finish, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Man, just imagine we had a Quicksilver Flash on that.
Yeah.
Callisto, man. Woo.
That was kind of a troll fight. A lot of people were late to that fight for the side of EVO, and now it's just all again. And the thing is, Strider played that so bad. Sorry, it had to be said. Strider, if you're watching back to VOD, I still like you, but the rule of thumb with Garthus is you never ult if anything is close to you.
Unless
You
you're
don't
dead.
ult unless you're dead. Then you ult. Like, you don't ult right in the face of people with CC, because what happens? It just got cancelled. And that fight could have been terrible for the side of GG. Did Darius not just go on a dunking spree?
I mean, I don't know. Patar died. Patar, like, literally face-checked
Yeah.
the bush that he knew a Hecarim was in. Died for it after already pushing up alone. Like, I feel like it's just like this huge amount of overconfidence coming out from a lot of these players. And, like, it must
Yeah.
be said this Hecarim is just punishing them right now. Now
Yeah,
Hecarim...
understood. Look how up he is. No!
Forward first. Patar gets bubble. He's gonna die. Oh, and now Darius is like steam training through them. There's a lot
Yeah.
of goes down.
This is
Jonel
GG.
using the stopwatch is flashing away. Strider just running it in. Like, he's like, cool, I'll die for this. Man, and I thought they would opt for the Baron, but they're looking to go for the finish. And GG
Yeah, TP in there.
keeping in. I don't know if that's the best play, because I think this Galio might just die here. Does get the taunt of Death Sentence lands onto the Darius, but they're getting shoved in pretty hard. Here comes the heroic entrance.
Dunk.
Get a nice zone. That's one dunk down. That goes back to
Another one.
Dunk.
Oh,
Oh, another stopwatch, but this is just going to be a setup for the Darius. Darius getting ready.
Oh.
That's another
That's
kill.
GG.
That's GG
Oh.
for GG.
GG for GG, and they actually managed to tie up this game and go 1-1 with EVO. And that game was absolutely crazy, it has to be said. A lot of throwing back and forth, in my opinion. I thought EVO had that, but it just needs to be brought up. Patar looking human for the first time this tournament, you know, and making a lot of mistakes. Again, there at the end, getting caught there in mid lane is just not where you're supposed to be. Like, you're an AD carry, just stand at the back and free hit people. and then he gets walked up, and who sees him, and it's just a press on, and all of a sudden you're dead. And very good bubble from Serenity as well. Now, not only does he die, he didn't even get to output any damage in that team fight, and that's just, not what you want if you are EVO.
Yeah, you might just want to move your camera a little bit there, Spot, and you're like on the
Oh, am I on the side again?
on
That
the
just
side,
that happens.
buddy.
It
But
happens.
I do agree. I do feel like, that last Whisper purchase probably wasn't the best idea. At the end of the day, I feel like Quicksilver Sash potentially could have saved him. It is hard to say that an item would have changed the course of this entire game, but I feel like a couple items potentially could have changed the course of this game. At least Vlad did end up picking up Merc Treads. So we have two people on Merc Treads in this game with that much CC. Looking at I can go through these builds and pick them apart. Like Mancake's also picking up Merc Treads. Well done. I'm gonna give them a clap. Didn't lose your shopkeeper.
Good job.
Man,
Proud.
dude, some of these players, it's just like I take a throwback, and I'm gonna give this the salty caster approach here, where I'm like, we listen to Patar speak so much about like people positioning in lane and all of that, and then he just kind of lost it at the end of this game. Like I feel like he was really struggling to sort of find a footing where he could do any damage, and the pressure was like very much on him. And I think the games just got very, very, very lax at the end. Like it was just like solo sort of mentality. People were face checking bushes they shouldn't be face checking, and just throws aplenty. Like GG going for the early Baron, I thought that was the end of this game. I was like, that's done. And then we see EVO doing the same thing next. And
who are you calling MVP for you?
Of the series or of this game? I mean, of this game, I feel like it's pretty obvious.
I think so too, but I don't know. I don't know if it is as obvious as you think it is.
I'm actually gonna say one thing. I think a massive shout out has to go to Mancakes, and I actually think Mancakes, just because of his situation, deserves MVP for this game, because he played incredibly, or deserves MVP of the series for me. But I definitely think that the Heck Room was a massive.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that Mancakes deserves a lot of credit, definitely. But my MVP is gonna be Mario for game 2. Juggling Moron, Wufu Fahu, whatever the hell. I hope he changes his name. But and for game 1 it was Patal, but game 2 just felt like Patal through. And it's that thing where you're so strong as an AD carry, but you need to remember you're still an AD carry. You're still a squishy boy, and you can instantly die if you get caught out. So and let's introduce our post-game interview guest. I'm just gonna straight up introduce you, Mario.
This camera at? I don't know.
Yeah, put on your camera, Mario.
My sister happens to have stolen it, so unfortunately you won't see my beautiful face.
Oh, that's just terrible.
That's stuff right there, dude.
So welcome, Mario. Well played in the series. You guys do end up going 1-1 against EVO. Game 1, you guys looked a little out of sorts. To be expected, Mancakes isn't your regular mid laner, and Garen was just no point in having it in the game. But game 2, you guys looked a lot better. Targa doing a lot of work on the Darius, and even Mancakes doing a lot of work on the Galio. So, what was your thoughts going into game 2 after you guys did kind of get run over in game 1?
I've just been informed. Hold on one second. I've just been informed by the man, the legend himself, Mr. Mancakes, that I am to tell you the return of Slam Cakes was just too much for them. And I actually agree. Mancakes did incredibly well in game 2. I mean, game 1 he did really well too. He got like 2 or 3 solo kills on the Mordekaiser. So he proved that, like, even in retirement, Mancakes still got it. He says he's washed up. I kind of disagree. But yeah, it was an insanely well played game from him.
Yeah, and especially with you did babysit that lane a little bit, especially early. You ran in there with a nice little level 2, level 3 gank, whatever it was, and then just smiting him, or not igniting him, and then walking up a little bit too much, and he could, get some health back from you. But you did put a lot of pressure. You did put a lot of pressure on there, and then we saw you and Mancakes just run around the map, being a menace with that heroic entrance plus onslaught of shadows. So, looked a lot better game 2.
I definitely agree. I think the draft was also really good, and like when we went into game 2, we had a bit of a better plan. We knew what we had to do to try and beat EVO. I think they played really well both games, and we made a lot of mistakes. But the second game, EVO made more mistakes, and we capitalized on them quite heavily. So I think that was a whole team effort. I don't think anyone, aside from Strider, who I'm going to flame right now, please, Alt, when you're dead, please, sir, I beg.
We did say that on the call as well. He did get a little bit of flame from me, Strider. Sorry, but yeah, that you deserve some flame for that.
No, but it was a really fun game, and I really enjoyed playing with all the lads. Puppy, Mancakes, they came, and Serenity. They all came in at various points, and they all performed incredibly well. So yeah, I think it was a good team effort.
No, definitely. You guys looked very good. It looked like you needed some time to get your footing, definitely. But talk me through that Garen pick game 1, because that thing seemed useless. Honestly, and it's not me trying to flame Targo or anything like that, but that thing literally did nothing the whole game.
I feel like the Garen pick could have made it makes sense to Tugger because Tugger's played lots of solo queues. I mean, Ornn was really popular at one point, so it's obviously a pick that he's comfortable into with the Ornn. I think in terms of like the drafting, maybe not drafting it with our jungle pick, the Hecarim, which shows obviously that the Garen's going top. I don't mind it. I give Tugger the team gives Tugger and Don basically free reign to pick what they want because they are like the top performers. I would say they consistently do well, whether it's scrims, practices, or just games. So I think one bad pick doesn't necessarily, to me, mean that Tugger shouldn't be allowed to pick his champs. It's just that situation wasn't the best situation for it.
No. I don't think he doesn't get to pick what he wants now. I'm just thinking in that situation, I just don't see how he does anything. And he queued a minion when you came to gank, so he deserves even less credit now.
3 times.
Yeah, I don't actually think that the Garen pick was that bad. I just feel like the Ignite pick was that bad. Like like at least this, like the Darius, like what Darius is like in lane with Ghost.
Yeah.
And we saw that, like Cookie or Special, whatever you want to call him, had no option this game to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised they didn't lane swap earlier, and I give Evo a massive knock for that in terms of like in-game leadership, because I thought even going into Champ Select, like immediately the Vlad needs to swap with the set because the set's never going to get a chance to play the game.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And like I said, it was like a huge top diff in the first game because Cookie got to TP all over the map and make plays and impact the lane, and Targa just kind of had to sit there and like occasionally ignite the Ashe, who just kited him out.
Yeah. I definitely think game 2 was his that was a good showing of the good old Tugger,
Yeah, and also game 2, you guys opted to take when one banned Caitlyn, the other one banned Ashe. You were like, we're not going to play either of them, whatever, right? Which in hindsight was a good thing. If you plan to pick the Karthus all along, then I think that is the right decision. But you guys knocked him down to like a thing he is very comfortable on, but it's not like an ST80 carry. But the biggest difference for me in game 2 is your comp made sense, like Alex said. There's a clear way to play it. Like, if you're playing stuff that needs to run at an Ashe, she's just going to have a field day.
Kiting you is fun. No, we definitely did plan for the Karthus draft, the Karthus Nami. It was like we discussed that's what we wanted. We were wanting to maybe first pick the Shyvana away from Not, but then they banned it and they banned the Caitlyn, so that was like really easy for us.
100%. And then last question, sorry, that's just one else. With getting Serenity in game 2 now, you guys have been having your support share time and stuff. Do you think that made a difference, or is it just a difference in champion pools being able to pick the Nami because maybe Serenity is more comfortable on it, or just more proficient on the champion, or how did it impact the game at all?
I feel like both Serenity and Dog Puppy are very different players. If you know what I mean, like Serenity is more of a engagey, I'm gonna help make this play, but I might int it type of thing, which is very similar to my play style. And Puppy is very consistent. I think in game 2, just because Patel made a lot of mistakes, Not made a lot of mistakes, it was really good to have that support that was able to do that. But I can't honestly tell you which one is better or worse, or if Puppy was in there, if the same thing would have happened or not. I'm just glad that we managed to take the game, and a huge shout out to all of GG who played in it.
No, perfect, definitely. You want to wrap us up there,
Yeah,
Alex?
awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for all watching. I'm just waiting for my amazing little scribe to give me the next game. I think the next game is on Tuesday, and it's going to be DSG versus CG at 7 p.m. I've had a really fun time casting the games tonight. I'm sure Jan has as well.
I
But
did.
thank you all for joining us, and we hope to see
Yep.
you again on Tuesday.
Thank you, everyone, and well played to both teams.